check. Oh. Check. There we go. Ah, that's the wrong screen. There we go. What's up, y'all? All right. By the way, I don't know what's playing on the music side. It's funk. That's what it says. That's all I got. If it gets a little buck wild, we'll address it. But until then, we're just going to have some fun. So we are doing FastAPI today. I am determined. We will get the FastAPI stuff done today. The challenge with this that I think a lot of people tend to forget. Hold on, let me turn this other light on. Lights! There we go. The thing that I think a lot of people are going to forget with this is that we are not just doing FastAPI. We are doing templated FastAPI, which is, ooh, that's a different beast. So it's gonna be a little bit of a different challenge there. So what I've got to figure out is how do I take this Mongo model and mold it for Beanie, mold it for FastAPI so that I don't have to do it again. That being said, I might just have to do it again. I'm not sure yet. And that's what I'm trying to figure out with this is it would seem that, turn that down a little bit so I can hear myself. By the way, if the music's too loud, let me know. It might be. Turn it down a little bit more, why not? Oh, too much. There we go. The challenge with this is I am mostly worried about, so this database schema is like under complicated compared to this database schema here. So what I think we're going to wind up doing is I think that this is going to be renamed to Mongo Engine models, and I don't think this changes at all because this is all, it might change. I'm not sure yet. But this one will be Mongo Engine models, and I think that we have to just do another one that is then Beanie models.py. And then from there, instead of this, we do from Beanie import document. And then we just roll with it. Let's see if MongoDB, there we go. So this is kind of where we're at on this, of that there's a lot of things that gotta happen for this to go the Beanie route versus the Mongo Engine route. Now I do believe that we could just go Mongo Engine for FastAPI, but I also feel like FastAPI leans so close to Pydantic, and with Beanie being built from Pydantic, we benefit from it enough to justify not. So if I'm looking at this, all of this seems to be right. All of this seems to be the stuff that you would expect. The only thing I'm not seeing with this is if you're doing like lists. Let's see, Beanie ODM dev. Defining a document. And it just looks like, oh, that's just for a list. And this is where I'm getting a little confused because it's like it inherits from the base model on Pydantic, so it allows the same parsing and stuff. So multi-model pattern. Hold on, what? No. There we go. So you just pass in a link. Optional link door. That means you can only have one door? Okay, and you have a list. So typing import list, link, and window. Okay, and then you link to that object. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is going to be pretty straightforward. The parameters around these, I'm a little interested in learning about. Like, I haven't seen anything here that says, you know, again, indexes. Okay, so you just pass indexed, index string, unique is blah, 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 blah. Okay, so for this, we're gonna need import document, we're gonna need indexed, and we're gonna need link, and then from typing, we're gonna need list. There we go. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that's gonna be all of that. So this is gonna be indexed, and this is gonna be a string. The unique is true. Now the question that I have is requirements. I'm not seeing anything on requirements. Projections, the only part of a document is required. Projections can save a lot of database bandwidth and processing. Yeah, see, it talks about a lot of stuff. Yeah, we're just gonna ignore that for now. We'll come back. I mean, again, I'm pretty sure if you're saying it's indexed, then it has to be required at that point to create the index. It's the index right here. Index integer, index string, index type. Whoa. Okay, whatever. Index unique is true. Okay, so just that, basically. And this would just be string. This would just be string. I don't think we have to do any of this. And we don't do equals, we do the types. So these are just colons. Okay, so we got all that. By the way, I just want folks to know about this, and I'm trying to find, I haven't seen any promotion of this, which is like throwing me for a loop. We have this event happening called, this is Azure Pi Day? That ain't it. Pi Day. Nope. That's the old Pi Day. Where's the new Pi Day? There's a new Pi Day happening today. And there's a part of me that's like, yo, here we go. Starts at 9. So it's gonna start in a few hours. So we're gonna go until this starts. And then we're gonna come hang out and support this. It's on the Azure Developers channel. If you aren't already, be sure to subscribe, do all that stuff. Yeah, this should be fun. There's a lot of content and stuff that's happening. A lot of AI stuff, a lot of serverless stuff happening, and then developer productivity stuff, which is really cool. So the Azure SDK, yay. And then doing some AZD stuff. You know we're a fan of AZD around these parts. So yeah, lots of stuff that you can do, lots of stuff that you can enjoy and learn from. I hope that you will do it. Look at all those speakers. I know some of these people. I know Sarah, I know Pamela, Anthony, Haley, Dawn, Byron, Savannah, Rohit. Rohit joined us at PyCon US, if you remember, if you were there. So yeah, support them. I'm also looking forward to meeting a lot of these folks for the first time online and chatting with them. Okay, enough of that. They did not, I guess technically they paid for that promotion because I'm doing this during the workday. So yeah, go check that out. If you're watching the VOD later, go check that out. Back to this. So we've got more of this. This is going to be, nope, not an index error. It's going to be indexed. You know what? Let's do this first. We're going to substitute the space equals for, yeah, that. Save us the all the time. And then do the same thing here with, yep, string field. That's just going to be string. Yep. Do the same thing for list field. It's just going to be list. And then the reference field, I don't think you do reference. I think you change reference field to link, right? Yeah, like that. Okay. And then we need to yeah, and these are all okay. And this is where I was confused by indexed. Indexed is a function or a method. I guess it's a class. It's an object. But these other ones are annotations. So we're getting rid of that. We're getting rid of that. We're cleaning this up a bit. And then all these are classes, right? Yep, okay. So then list, like I said, it's annotation and link to a destination object. And our links annotations are not. That's where I'm list, link, okay, those are also annotations. So yeah, like that. No commas. No commas where we're from. I'm guessing this string is probably the same. Guessing that doesn't change anything. New lines are semicolon. What? I don't even understand what this is referring to. I'm guessing it's seeing this up here and throwing a fit, which is fine. Can you tell me what the code is? Because I could do like a no QA thing. Or I could just ignore it. I think we're just gonna ignore it. All right. All right, so we have that class, and then we just have this last one down here. Again, we don't need that. Don't need email field. That's interesting. How do you handle email fields? Fields. And apparently you can always default to a Pydantic model. So does Pydantic have email fields? Which I think they do. email string from need, because it inherits from base model. Can I just pass in from Pydantic import email string? From Pydantic import email string, not email field. I feel like I got that wrong. Email string. Okay. There we go. And instead of email field, we do just email string. Like that. Okay. So I think that's it. I think that's how we get out of that. Nice and clean. So now let's do this. Hold on, we got a new branch. It's gonna be add FastAPI Mongo Beanie. There we go. Okay, let's publish that branch. Dope. All right, so the next step is to link. We need to set up the PostGen project to pull that Beanie model if that's the selected object. This one, right? Yeah. So yeah, if MongoDB in DB resources, right now we just have move Mongo models. I think what we got to do is we have to have an if kind of that. Let's get rid of that. Oh, that's wrong. And this is going to be if FastAPI. Then we do shell util move. Beanie models.py. Cool. Let's add a comment in here. It's going to be FastAPI uses Beanie, and we have Beanie models.py, which I just noticed was called Beanie models py.py. Probably got to fix that. We'll fix that in a second. Okay, so then we have gotta move this. It's gonna be to source models. Yep. Let's go ahead and rename that Beanie models py. Yep. And then I feel like that's it. I feel like that's all we got to do. And then of course we need to add the, like, if this is all Flask. Now the question is, does the seeder work the same? And I think it does. I think the seeder is still the same as, so I think we just do that. And there's always this switch case operator in my head that I'm thinking, because I mean it is pattern matching here. but I don't know how much that helps, because there was a PyBytes. There's a PyBytes article. Is it pybytes.com? Definitely not pybytes.com. PyBytes. Yeah. PyBit ES. PyBit ES. Where's the blog? Is there a blog? Or was it YouTube? It was a YouTube video? It was a YouTube video. PyBytes. There we go. Oh, another great one. Database tables. No, we want this one. Python refactoring. And they did this thing here where, you know, create this operation flag here. And you just return operation A and B. Like operation A and B. And the way that they have that set up is they like, yeah, operations are add is add, da 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 da. Like there's a part of me that wants to look at that and go, we can do something similar here where we always have this shuttle move thing. And we can just do def but then I don't understand the biggest difference with that. Or I guess you would just have like def shuttle move and then you just have source, or maybe you call it like move model, something like that. And then you have your source, which is a string, and that returns none. Yep, sure. And then you just do source to source models.py. And then you just do like this match case thing where you just do move. I personally don't like that. I like the multiple if statements there. I don't think that it's that the nested if statement I don't think is that aggressive. I could see you doing like and this, like sure, if we want to do that, like I guess, and then you just do the same thing, like that, sure. But then you have to define this part twice, so then that gets kind of goofy. So like I feel like the nested if statements are just fine in this case. I don't think anybody is going to cry about, oh, you have a nested if statement where you have to go and choose two things. But it is what it is. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. This is yelling because of that. Again, perfectly fine. You learn to ignore your linters with this project. It really feels as such. Okay, so we've done that. Let's go ahead and create, look for moving Beanie models. There we go. Let's push that. And now the thing I wonder with FastAPI, we haven't done any of the migration stuff. Because before we were doing FastAPI, we're doing oh no, there was no migrating with FastAPI. Yeah, so you're just building your stuff out and you're just calling your models. What's this engine? Engine was the... What is that engine? DB. Okay, so this is a SQL model thing. Oh, that's a good question. Do you have SQL model for FastAPI and MongoDB? Where's just SQL model? Let's start with, let's just see SQL model first. Okay, this is just specifically SQL databases based on, yeah, so it's SQL and SQL Alchemy. So yeah, you wouldn't have SQL model for this. So all of this gets disappeared anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. We will need to do something with this. We'll need to move this eventually. We're gonna have app.py. So this is just if Postgres in Cookiecutter, DB resource, end if on that. And then from there, we're going to do from models, import cruise destination, no engine there. Now the question with Beanie, how do I make that connection to my database? I would guess that's going to be this motor async IO motor client. Yep. So call Beanie, init Beanie with the motor client and a list of Beanie models. Okay, so you're connecting to your database, and then you're initializing Beanie with the following models. Now, how does that work? Do you do that every time in your app, or do you do that? Don't necessarily care about any of that. MongoDB. Okay, good. Setting up the database. Yep, your init Beanie and all that other stuff, and your models, product review, da 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 da. Okay. So on event startup, you initialize your DB. Okay, cool. So yeah, you just do it that way. All right. So in app, we don't have a on event startup event, do we? Nope. Okay. Okay, so that's all fine. If MongoDB, why am I just copy that? You just do app dot on event async start DB. Okay. That's a decorator. All right, so app On event startup. Yep. No. And this is where we're gonna have to do some goofiness around here. All right, so actually this is, yes, I know that I could nest those two, but I guess we could just do that and add the space in there, and then do, if that, then we do from, are they putting that? Okay, so they just have a DB model and they have an init DB. I think I would just put that in models and call it a day. Kind of like what we're doing here. We just have engine. So I think we would just do from models and then init DB like that. And then with, where's Beanie models? There we have from motor. Yep, that. And then we have init, nope, come on. Init Beanie, like that. And then we have, yep, init DB. Do we have to async this? Async. Yeah, async init def, and then you create your client. Yep, that's it. We also need to import OS. And then we need our OS environment. OS dot, yep. What do we call this in Flask? Database URI. Okay, yeah. All right, so you do that client and then you do the await. Yep. That's it. Database is wrong. Client.db name. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah. That seems right. Yeah, this is really not liking that up there, which is fine. Yo, Lawrence, what's going on, man? What is going on? Good to see you. We are making some FastAPI stuff happen, or at least trying to. I'm not sure how familiar you are with Cookiecutter, but Cookiecutter is a templating engine. So like it uses Jinja, which is a Python templating framework, to make it so that you can basically build the scaffolding for projects. And we are on the fringes of that level of development. We're not just building a project. We are building a project that lets you choose how you want to build a project. So we are this is like the hardest challenge I've had, because all the linters are broken. Nothing exists. Nothing is real. But yet we should be able to successfully build a FastAPI app that works. Cookiecutter. So Cookiecutter is, it's okay. It's an interesting little project. basically the idea is, here, I'll just show you. It's just so much easier to show you. It actually is for work. The goal is that we would be able to have, music's in my ears. I was grooving. The overall idea is that we can rapidly prototype these projects, and then we only have to maintain one code base, and then everything kind of gets built on its own. So let's make this a little bit larger. So let's okay, so I've got this virtual environment, right? If I want to start this, I go Cookiecutter. Then I need to point to the Cookiecutter path. Right now, I'm going to do the local one. Actually, I won't do the local one because the local one probably has bugs in it since I'm hacking away on it. We'll do KJ Miller. I can't type Cookiecutter Rela Cloud, right? So it's going to go on GitHub. It's going to look for this thing. It goes, hey, look, you've downloaded it. Do you want to download it again? What is it telling me? Yes, that's fine. Download it again. Do it again. Okay. So then now it's going to prompt me. Do you want Azure? Sounds good. What framework do you want to choose? We're going to choose Flask. What Azure database backend do you want? We want Cosmos DB Mongo adapter. What web framework do we want? We want Azure Container Apps. And then 8,000, sure, that's groovy. Oh, and that already exists, so you know what? Overwrite if exists. Yeah, it's fine. Go through that one more time. Flask, Cosmos DB, ACA, run it, run it, run it. So what it's doing now is it's actually building that project for us. And it's going to build it at that path. So we let it do its thing. Takes a second. There you go. It's linting. It's doing some other stuff. Fixing a couple of errors. We was able to fix all of them. Groovy. So then we go here. We look at this folder now. And instead of having to build that entire Flask ACA project, we can now just do exit tree and boom. The entire project is built out. Everything is built out. Now, the nice thing about this is I can open this in VS Code. Okay. It's not, that needs to be fixed. That's a big bug. Yeah, I'll add an issue to that. So it's not just all of that. It's not just, hey, I have this web app that I can run locally. I also have the dev container for it. So if I want to, let's see, reopen, where's my dev? Yeah, reopen in a container. It should be scaffolded out that I can load this in a dev container or code space if you're using code spaces. Which means now I have my MongoDB set up in here and everything else. We can actually see this. So if it's building, you know, it's building out all this stuff. It's creating all the volumes. It's creating the MongoDB database. Life is good. It's happy. It's doing all of its stuff. It's installing all of my requirements. Still doing stuff. Cool. Still installing things. There's a lot of things to install in here. It's done. That's not all. It has also built out our test suite. So it's testing using Playwright. So if we can do python-mpytest. I don't know. Yep, I knew some error was going to happen. Oh yeah, it's because we didn't do Playwright install. I forgot it was like with depths or something like that. I can never remember the installation issues here. We're just gonna do. So I could test this with Playwright if I knew the actual command, which I'm surprised I don't remember it. But that's not all. I reopen locally. And I can use Azure Developer CLI, hit AZD up, CC Flask, Mongo, tell it to go. Yep. Yep. And now it's deploying it to Azure. So I'm able to, with one command, one Cookiecutter build, I can choose the web framework, choose the database backend, choose the different services that I want. Azure Container Apps, I want to do Azure App Service, that's fine too. And then have everything that I need to have a working prototype up and deployable and actually see all of these files deploying. And that exists for Django, that exists for Flask. It exists for FastAPI with Postgres. I'm working on adding the MongoDB side right now. That's what we're working on here. But this is great because now when Python 3.12 comes out in October, if we want to add any features from Python 3.12, we don't have to go in and edit all of the repos that are built from those templates. We just have to edit the template. And then there's another tool called Cruft that allows us to sync those changes back to all of those templates. So then we're able to basically say, like, let's rapidly build, you know, I think right now we have 15 different repos that are all built off of this for each variation. We make one change and then we go to those 15 repos, and instead of making that same change every time identically, there should already be a PR sitting there saying, hey, a change was made. Do you want to add this change to the project? So then we're able to just go, yeah, that looks good, except, or hey, no, we don't want to do that yet. We still got some testing. Don't do that. And then we can go, and it allows us to quickly keep all of our stuff up to date. So yeah, that's the project. But again, right now we're just working on FastAPI. Definitely grab a snack, chat with us. We're gonna be going for another, let's see, 11, 10, 9. I think we're only going for another 30 minutes. After that, I think we've got Pi Day starting, so then we'll wrap it up and then get things ready to roll. One second. Okay. Okay. All right. So we can get to this. All right. That's doing its thing. Let's get back to this. All right. So we got the if MongoDB is selected, then you got to do the initialize database. Inside of here, we have this database URI. We've got to figure out what that database URI value is. Where is that getting defined? Because in Flask, that's getting defined in configuration settings. I don't think we have that for FastAPI. We have init.py. I think we could just put it in here for now. I think we would just say, yeah, we could just do that. I don't think we do get database URI. We get like if running in production, or no, not even that. That's not even that. That's a actual Python clause. So we do if, yeah, os.environ get running in production. Database URI is Azure Cosmos connection string. Yeah, something like that. Else, and then let's just pull this from, not from production. What about development.py? There we go. Let's just grab that. Like that. So that means that we can do that. We have this. Async dev startup, and then you do await init db. Yeah, like that. And then we can end if here. Cool. Delayed connector. Deployment's complete. Did it fail though? Show me details. No, everything deployed correctly. Go to subscription, I guess, and then cost isn't too bad. No. Resource groups. Where are my resource groups? There we go. And then we need to check these container apps. Nope, wrong one. Yeah, containers succeeded. And then did something not succeed? Revisions, it's provisioned, it's running. Then I don't understand what the problem is. The revision URL. If that doesn't load, we'll... Sometimes when this stuff provisions, it still takes a second to get up and running. So we'll come back to that later. Let's get rid of that. Okay, let's go back to this. We have, I think that's it. And then we need to add requirements in, right? Those Flask requirements are there. Oh, because the Flask one, because it's its own application. Wait. Oh no. Are we doing FastAPI, PyProject.toml, that whole thing? Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun, and by fun I mean it's gonna be a nightmare. It's probably gonna be out of order, which some people will complain. Okay, Python multipart. What was Python multipart used with? Streaming uploads for large, I don't even know. I think that's a FastAPI requirement. FastAPI for requesting files. Okay, yeah, this seems like a FastAPI thing. I don't know why we're using it. I know the second we take it out, we'll need it. So I'm gonna leave that in. So then this becomes an optional for if Postgres in Cookiecutter DB resource and diff. And then we have something similar to this where MongoDB. And then for this we need Beanie, and we need Beanie comes with Motor Client, but because we're calling it, I would prefer that we reference it directly. I'm just trying to think now. We added Beanie, we added Motor Client, we added Pydantic, and then that's it. Yeah, that's it. And then in terms of versioning, it's always fun. Python pip install Pydantic, Beanie, Motor. Hope it's the right, yeah, non-blocking for Tornado. Cool. I could have also just come in here and did that, but I'm too lazy. It's easier to just do this and copy and paste it. Yeah. Beanie. And then as we need to keep things up to date, that'll get handled. Motor is what? 331. And then Pydantic is 230. Cool. And then now I think we can do a build and see what happens. I'm not expecting it to work first time, but we can definitely give it a shot. Give it the old college try. Sausage biscuit inhale. Oh man, you didn't have to inhale it. You could take your time with it. Let me try that again. Okay, so we just added everything. I'm gonna check it here and then see what worked. Yeah, Cookiecutter, Relic Cloud. Yeah, that's it. We tell it to run. We're gonna call this test because we don't want to push this to anything. So for this, we're doing Cosmos MongoDB adapter. We're gonna still do ACA. Web port is fine. So there's a couple of things that we gotta check on. By the way, if I didn't mention, if I remember correctly, didn't you just got hired on to a new place, right? If so, congratulations. If not, I'm sorry that I assumed so. But congratulations anyway, because you know we can always congratulate people for doing awesome stuff. Okay, so yeah, this is like the frustration with this is now you're having to debug like 3 different scenarios. We're gonna replay that. Yeah, okay, fine. Overwrite. If exists. Replay just allows me to not have to put in the same values every time again and again and again. Ah, here we go. Okay, so this is going to be helpful. This is all these linting errors that we're running into. FastAPI app.py. Cool. So that is this. This is still looking for oh yeah, how does it handle, because you don't do session management with Beanie. At Vaden, a Finnish-based company doing cool things with Java. Hey, I ain't judging. I ain't judging. This is a place where all coding is valid here. Sorry about that. Got some work stuff happening that I'm trying to get wrapped up. Okay. Very cool. Sorry about that. I had like, when you look down, you got like 5 messages and you're like, wait a minute, was I supposed to be doing something? And I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm missing something here. I'm still missing stuff, and I'm like, what's happening? Okay. All right, cool. Caught up now. Caught up. The world hasn't imploded, so we're good. So yeah, SQL model has this idea of a session. Yeah, see all this with session as this with as a. Ooh. I don't. Yeah. Sudden Slack notification, like not just one, but like five of them all around. Like that is the very rough feeling of like, am I doing all the things I'm supposed to be doing? Okay. Beanie, here we go. Okay, so actually no, not this one, this one. How do we reference? Oh no. Are they're using routers? Do we need to use a router? Do we have to use a router? I hope we don't have to use a router. I don't think we have to use a router. Yeah, okay, so you just do create. You just await the creation. Reading, do you await the get? Okay, so you basically just await stuff. I'm okay with just awaiting things. Okay, so this is annoying because I'm gonna have to template this and just say like Postgres. You'll see me write this a lot, like if Postgres and Cookiecutter, which actually I'm pretty sure we have this, like, yeah, actually have this as a snippet already. So then we just pass that in like that. But then we have to do kind of the same thing for this for MongoDB, which actually snippet, configure user snippets, Cookiecutter code snippets. We're gonna copy all of that and do if MongoDB like that. There we go. And we'll call this if Mongo. Sweet. And then we can close that. So yeah, if MongoDB and da 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 da. We don't need that. We just say, I never, okay, you put it after the equals. So then you don't have to do this session exec. You just do await the model, they just find all to list. Okay. I feel like do you have to do to list? Because to list feels weird. Hold on, let me see. Beanie to list. Because I feel like it's gonna create a generator, right? Find all. Get all the documents, right? Returns a query instance. Is there? What's the difference between all and find all? It's the same as find all. Okay, that's good to know. So we just do that all. Then the question is, why did they do to list? This is where I'm just want to know why you did to list. Run the query. Oh wait, no, base cursor query. A wrapper over which parses the result with a model. Get list of documents. What? Maybe if you want to have like, there were 5 of these, but I'm guessing this is just a generator and you don't have to do the thing. So we could do await destination all. There we go. And then destinations. Yep, perfect. And then now we gotta copy that same model. Why is this with session as session? I'm wondering why this is inside of the session when that one wasn't. We're gonna take that out because I'm hoping we don't need it. So we do FPG, throw that in there, and then yep, if Mongo, yep, perfect. Oh, it's like they know already. Cool. Destination await destination get PK. Sweet. Ooh, that isn't. Find all was the bane of your existence on Friday. That's yeah. Was this find all in regards to like a regular expression or to like something else? Because I feel with like regular expressions, I definitely feel you. If we're talking about find all like a database query, you know, database queries are always. I just hate database queries. Like I'm fighting with some people at work because they're like, why are we not using PyMongo? And I'm like, PyMongo is too low level. I need an abstraction layer because I will mess up a low level query. JPA repository. Hold on, now I gotta find what this is. Repository. JPA repository. Oh, it's a Spring Data thing. Yeah, I have definitely worked. Oh, hey, look, it's find all. Let's see. Extends T. I don't understand what this is saying. Find all an interface query by example executor. Yeah, you know what? You got this. I'm gonna give you all the support. I'm gonna just. that's Java Rock. You didn't land on Java Rock. Java Rock landed on you. That's like you got this. Oh man. Oh. You got out of my element so quick. It was like, yeah. Oh, no, I don't. Nah. All right, cool. So that's there. That looks good. I also got to make sure indentation is correct. Indentation will straight up mess me up on this. This is the hardest part because everything inside of here gets indented differently if you're not careful. So you have to like double check stuff. I've had some buckwild indentation errors happen just in this process over time. So that's where I'm just like, just gotta make sure you gotta like dot every I, cross every T. If PG. All right, man. Get those edits done. I actually got to wrap up as well. Microsoft Pi Day is getting started, so I'm going to be in there supporting Pi Day. I also owe somebody something, so all right, y'all. My phone is going off the rails. I'm gonna try to burn through this really quick and see if we can at least get valid deployment. And if, regardless of if we do or if we don't, we're gonna wrap it up. Okay, so we gotta get this like if Mongo. Yep, we do that. This is a individual cruise, so cruise is gonna be cruise await PK. We do need to change this because MongoDB uses a string. Technically, it uses a object, a BSON object, but this value here is a string. I'm not sure. Okay, we're just gonna call this any, and if they don't like it, I'm sorry. Hoping the best. Oh, and that plane flies over you and it causes you get the sound reverberations. Okay. Yeah. That's any. Info request is a create. Yep. So this is gonna be if PG. All that looks great. And we're gonna pull that out, go there, and then we're gonna do if Mongo from query set. What is this from query set single? What is this? Arc. Where's create? Upsert. So there's update, there's upsert, update 1, none of those. Document.create. That's what I was thinking. I was like, what is this from query set? You just info request create info request.dict. That seems fine. We're just gonna do ** info request for now. Because again, I don't know exactly how that's gonna play. All right, so let's go back in here. It did build. It just built broken. Oh, the DB user stuff. That's a thing that we do gotta fix because we gotta figure out what all that stuff is. Yeah, that sounds right. Cool. Format Cannot parse return templates destination. Unexpected token indent. 46. FastAPI. Oh, that's gonna be around 46. There is no 46, but oh no. Cannot return template response destination detail. FastAPI API app cannot parse return template response. Okay, what are you telling me here? This is template response. Return template response. Now my guess is this is, yeah. Just want to make sure I'm not missing some type of some point here that was supposed to be set up that wasn't. But it looks, this looks right. Template response, request, destination. So this is this or destination detail? Destination detail. Okay, yeah. So this is that K on the end. I wonder if that was causing a problem. All right, we're gonna need to wrap it up here. Found 4 errors, fixing them. I fixed all 4, generated all 4. Okay, so at least have buildable code. I'm gonna wrap it up there. We were able to actually get everything at least to a buildable state. I'm not sure, I'm sure there are plenty of other bugs that we're gonna have to look at and debug and test on the way. But hopefully we'll be able to work on that a little bit in the near future. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And until next time,